Hello everyone, I'm Jennifer and welcome back to Ranching and Roots, where we share our story of faith, family, farming, and rural living. Today we're going to tackle the project of turning this one garden hose into 3 and setting up our watering and irrigation system. This is turning out to be quite the early spring, and there's no freezing temperatures for the next 10-day forecast anyway. So I think I'm going to get the chicken water set up today. During the winter I water inside the coop where I can try to keep it from freezing a little bit, but during the summer I just have one of these self-watering cattle floats hooked up to a garden hose and just an old pot that I had. With our new water hydrants, the water line is a lot closer. You can see it over there. So I've got this really long hose that I don't particularly need anymore, but my buckets are right here and I need to set up my irrigation system. So I think I'm going to actually cut this hose. This hose is kind of old and getting in bad shape, but it doesn't leak yet, so I'm still going to use it. So I'm going to cut it to where I can put a divider in it. So if you've never cut and fixed a garden hose, it's super easy. I'll show you how in just a second. But then I can have one line going to the chickens and one line going over there to the watering system, and not have to waste another garden hose. Garden hoses are not cheap, so if I can keep from having to buy one, that would be fantastic. So all you need, they sell these really cheap on Amazon. I'll put them in the description. There's a garden hose repair kit. You need both ends, a screwdriver, and a knife of some sort. So what we're gonna do, get some slack on this here. So I think since this is already cracked right here, I'm just gonna cut it right there. Might as well. This has got to go in there first. Put that on first. Not quite. All right. Okay, it's a little tight. We're just gonna unscrew this a little bit till it slides up over those barbs. Tighten it back up. Nice and snug. And we've got a new garden hose end. Do the same thing on the other side. Actually, you know what? I did that backwards. Redo. Somebody laid an egg. Chickens get really noisy every time somebody lays an egg. You have to announce it to the world. That ought to work. Okay, now we do it again. Do it twice. If you're wondering what this black stuff is, it is an old trampoline that all the springs and stuff broke on. I tied it to the top of my chicken run to give the chickens shade in the summer. Sometimes it tries to blow away, but I'm apparently out of these, so I will be ordering some more from Amazon today. I always keep these on hand because, especially during the winter, you never know when a garden hose is going to get a hole in it. And rather than throw it away, you can salvage it and make it into maybe 2 hoses, or just cut the end off of one of them and still have a decent length. Depends on where the hole is. Tighten it up. Put our gaskets back in there, or it'll leak like a sieve. These are good to keep on hand too. If your garden hose is leaking, those are probably dry or cracked or missing. Mine go missing. I unhook things and then they fall out and I don't know it. All right. side. Go to the watering system. Turn the water on and see if it leaks. Definitely leaks, doesn't it? Let's see here. This is where we're leaking from. Where fits that splice right there? So I'm just gonna cut it off behind the barb and try it again. I'm thinking, I don't know if you can see this. There's like a ridge thing in there. If that maybe is what's making it not a circle, so it's not sealing. I want to see if I can cut that out down as far as the barbs anyway. Okay, nice and tight. Moment of truth. It's not leaking, yay! Now we have water so it comes from the hydrant over there. Comes here. And now we have 2 lines. One goes down to the chicken water and one goes to this other hose that I'm gonna use for my irrigation system over there. This is dripping a little bit. I'm probably gonna have to cut into it and cut that little thing out of it on this one too, because it's kind of oblong shaped. So I'm gonna do that. I won't bore you with that, but that's my plan. Well, didn't happen on the first try. Obviously, I had to cut the hose several times, but we are not leaking here. We have water to our chickens. We have water over there, so I can thread that through. Now it looks like I need a new float though, because this float, I bet it's 5 years old, but I don't know if you can tell. It is very slowly leaking down there, so we're just gonna turn this off. They still have water in the coop. I need to run to Tractor Supply today. My son works at Tractor Supply, so we will go visit him, get some supplies, and apparently get a new float, and then we will finish this project later. Nothing ever works like it's supposed to. Turn that off at the valve. Easy peasy. And it's time to go make lunch for the littles and my husband. My husband kindly reminded me that I do not need to buy a new float. We already have 3 of them that we are not using. So, score, money saved. We got it fixed. That new one works just fine. Filled up just fine. No leaking. So the next project is going to be that irrigation system. Ironically, it just started raining, so I better get my stuff picked up. Okay, now that we got that water hose situation all taken care of, it is time to start working on the irrigation. So I bought this kit off Amazon. Not 100% sure quite how it all goes together. I had one like this similar a few years ago that kind of got brittle, and to be honest, the cows ate it. But this one's not quite the same, so I'm not really sure. I did buy some different emitters. These are pressure compensating emitters, so it doesn't matter if you have one on, all of them on, the pressure should stay the same. This type, if you turn one off, like the pressure goes up on all the other ones, so you're constantly having to adjust all of them rather than just one. So I may have to use some of these. I'm not sure I have enough of these pressure ones, but we shall see. Hopefully I can exchange them for the others. So we've got some 1/4 inch line. We've got some, I think this is 1/2 inch line. This is the main line. And then a bunch of adapters, plugs, and we'll get into that. So I guess first thing I should do probably is go find a knife. So the premise of this thicker main line will run down the length of the buckets here. And then you attach these guys, which then attach to this 1/4 inch hose, and then you can attach an emitter at the end of it. So these have 4 plugs, which is different than the ones I had before, so I may have to reconfigure my buckets, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna go find a knife, get this all stretched out, and then I will come back and let you know how we're gonna make this work. So I guess the best place to start is just at the beginning. So this will screw on to the hose thing that we did earlier. And these, I believe, thread them on. It's also spitting rain, so we'll see. This may be a short-lived project. Put it on there really good. And we'll thread that tight. It's raining. It's raining quite a lot. For the moment, I'm going to pick this up so I don't want this cardboard to get wet. Or my camera. Okay, well that rain lasted like a total of like 5 minutes. So, I think I'm going to have to rearrange my buckets because I did not measure. Go figure. And this is not going to be anywhere near long enough to cover all that. This is as far as it goes. But I'm thinking, since those things look like they come in, you make like 4 shoots off of it, I can redo my buckets like in a double row and just make my row shorter. That's my plan. So I'm going to rearrange some buckets at the first part and see how it goes. I might change my mind and just order more hose. We'll see. Okay, so I think I need one of these. I need to cut my hose. I always get nervous the first time I cut something when I don't entirely know what I'm doing. I think I do. Okay. I believe we take this. That on there like that. Push that on there. Tighten it up. Do the same thing on the other side. Same thing I did earlier with those clamps. On there. Tighten that up. Now we need 1/4 inch hose. Struck by lightning. Let's see if I can get one of these done, and then I'll call it quits. Okay, I want that to be able to reach about like that. like that. Okay, I'm gonna do that 3 more times. And I'm gonna put in the end plug and we're gonna test it before I do any more. Probably work out better than trying to do them in a line just because of the way these adapters are. I guess if you didn't want to do that and you were just using maybe 2 of them, you could like just make a little loop there, a short piece. I don't have any, it didn't send any plugs like if you were going to use certain barbs of it, so. Okay. There. This one goes here. No. Ah. So this piece, it looks the same, but instead of going forward, it's got a plug on the end. So we'll go put that on the end. Stop around there like that. And then we are going to thread that on. And I'm going to go turn the water on and we're going to see what happens. I went to go turn the water on and there was some lightning fairly close. So we're going to wrap this up till this little storm blows over or until another day. We'll see. I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, well the storm has passed. It really didn't rain that much, but it is a lot colder out here. So we're going to turn on our irrigation and see what happens here. I probably need to put a valve right there. It's leaking a little bit, it looks like. It's probably the same problem we were having before. So I'll fix that problem, but those are working just fine. Let's walk down a little bit and see what the end is doing. See if it's leaking. It seems to be fine. Okay, well, I think it's gonna work. We'll probably put a timer actually on it, maybe where I was talking about putting a valve. I don't know, we'll put a timer on it somewhere so it'll water automatically, but that ought to do. Okay, a new day. It's been 2 days since the storms that made me quit this project. Yesterday was really cold and rainy and just yucky. So this morning we're gonna get these buckets rearranged in clusters of 4 because that worked pretty well. I got the leak on the hose joint fixed and we're gonna rearrange these so we can get the rest of the irrigation system set up. Got my helper. Say hi. 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 And we're gonna get busy.
Just busy.
Yeah, get busy. Oh, did you break the flower? We've got them all in little 4 sets. So I can get in between them and weed the ones in the back. Time to get some more line built. How do we do this?
Yeah.
That's an excellent question. I'm so glad you asked. The first thing we're gonna do is cut our line. Okay, I got all done that I had supplies for. I did run out of the pressure compensating spigots. So I have 2 more to do. So those are not done at all, but I got the rest of them done. So now, moment of truth. I'm turning around. Okay, moment of truth. Turn the water on and see how much everything leaks. I put a valve here so I don't have to walk around in the chicken coop every time. See what happens. They look good. Let's see here. Should. No, I don't think you can adjust them. Thought you could. Interesting. That will be wonderful because buckets do tend to dry out a lot faster than the in-ground garden. So if I can put those on a timer and get them to water once a day, every 12 hours or something, I think these will do much better. I need to fill these up a little bit. You can see like that one is kind of empty. I bought some soil at the store the other day, so I need to top those off. And it's almost planting time. Getting excited. It's like gonna be 75 today and it is March the 3rd, so that's fantastic.